Stories/Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, whatever you want to call this. I am in me garden, as you say, on the other side of the pond. I'm in me garden today, but I wasn't going to go on the air, but I said there's something in the press annoyed me a bit, and I said, you know, maybe I should do a little report for me old show. What do we got? One person, two people in the chat. Come on, you guys are waking up. Let's get into the garden. Let's come back into the garden. Join Police Off the Cuff, Real Crime Stories, Coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, whatever you guys want, whatever you want to call it. But Ruth Ann Griffin, hello. Hi, Sergeant Bill. Hello, Ruth Ann. Good to see you. I love those 3 blue hearts. Jean Darkus, hello from Florida. I'm going to Florida this Friday. I'm so excited. Sherry Cardwell, hello. Hello, all you guys. Desire of the Heart. What are you discussing today? I'm going to, give me a minute. I'm going to come in up. Thank you. That song yesterday, I had a lot of fun playing that song. I love that song. I love Chris Christopherson's songwriting. What an amazing songwriter. You know, I read that he's 85 years old. Man, 85. You guys are all welcome here. Fort Myers, it's hot. My sister lives in Fort Myers, actually. She owns 2 condos there, and she's from Long Island. Billy, BFLY, good morning from LA. Hello. Is that Barfly? Is that what that stands for? Panhandle, Florida, here originally from Connecticut. Cool. Yeah, it's always good to sit in the yard and talk to you guys and have a little discussion. 27 people in the chat, only 9 thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs up too, guys. We want the show. I didn't have, you know, like tonight, I don't have a show scheduled for tonight. And, you know, it gets, scheduling and doing everything, it gets tough. I know Mark DeMeo is on tonight with the Weekend Crime with him and Mayo and Meso, you know, and so they're going to be on at 7. But I didn't schedule a show tonight, so I thought I'd come in me golden for you Brits and you people across the pond to discuss what's going on. And one of the things that is sort of driving me crazy about New York City right now is this whole bail reform thing. And I saw it today. The New York Post had an article about bail reform. It is a total disaster. And you talk about failed government, but failed government that puts cops and the public in so much danger. And this failed government goes right to Albany, to the state legislature that passed this moronic bail reform law. And I think the New York City judges, many of them who were appointed by that leftist de Blasio, have no problem cutting these little gangbangers loose. I'm going to read something from the New York Post article. 4 men allegedly busted with weapons, including some that were loaded by the NYPD's new anti-gun unit, were allowed to walk free within hours of their arrest thanks to lax judges and bail reform. Is that nuts? The NYPD said the new neighborhood safety teams made 25 gun arrests in their first 3 weeks since launching in March. But the New York Post, who's reporting on this, they were only able to obtain the court records for 12 of those cases. Of those 12, just 1 man remains behind bars, meaning 11 of the defendants are back on the street, including the 4 who were cut loose with no bail. The others had posted bail that was set in their respective cases. One of the sprung includes Tyquise Bell, 23, who was allegedly nabbed by neighborhood safety team cops on March 30th in the Bronx after they spotted a 9mm Taurus pistol inside the lower leg of his pants, court records say. I found it for sure 2 days ago. I've only had it for 2 days. This is the words of the perp. He found the gun. How believable is that? He just found the gun. There's all kinds of guns laying on the streets of the Bronx that these little mopes find, you know. Servita Papachan, a former public defender and a Bill de Blasio appointee, of course, agreed to spring him on supervised release because the charges weren't bail eligible, records show. So he wasn't bail eligible. So this judge, a former legal aid attorney appointed by Bill Comrade de Blasio, decides to cut the guy loose. Aren't we getting shootings? Aren't shootings up like 40, 50% citywide? And this judge is just cutting shooters loose? Excellent, excellent. A day later in Brooklyn, 2 more neighborhood safety team arrestees were freed shortly after their arrest on gun charges. Xavion Rogers, 19, who was drinking out of a Casamigos tequila bottle around 1:30 a.m. in Bedford-Stuyvesant, when a neighborhood safety team unit spotted a loaded 9mm pistol on him, court records show. Guns and tequila are an excellent, excellent mix. Excellent! Rogers took off running from the cops and dropped the gun, which his co-defendant, Robert Griffin, 19, picked up and shoved into a plastic shopping bag, the records show. The duo was charged with second-degree firearm possession, a felony charge for which bail can be set. But during the arraignment, Judge Phyllis Chu freed them both on supervised release. Excellent! Excellent! Let's get these young men back out. No reason. They're losing trigger time, you know? Prosecutors from the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office asked Chu, another de Blasio appointee, are we seeing a trend here? Are we seeing a pattern here? They asked her to hold Rogers on $10,000 bail, $20,000 bond, or $40,000 partially secured bond, but she declined. Of course, she's a de Blasio appointee. What is going on in this city? What is wrong with this picture? I mean, lunacy, lunacy. There's more. I got even more. I only read a little bit of it. And then, you know, and then they talk about oh my God, don't get me started. I feel like I'm going to go on a rant. They talk about the steel pipeline, the Southern Steel Pipeline of guns. No, it's not the pipeline. It's the refusal of the criminal justice system to prosecute these guys. Not the steel pipeline, not ghost guns. Stop with all that horse shit. It is the refusal. We can see it right here. Another one, when Griffin was arraigned, prosecutors consented to supervised release after seeing that his co-defendant had just been sprung by Chu, the DA's office said. Oh my God. Later that month, a Brooklyn judge sprung Marcos Malvar without bail following his March 26 bust by neighborhood safety teams on felony firearm possession charges, according to court records. Malvar, 21, was pulled over in a car that had drugs inside. Excellent! Drugs and guns, they go hand in hand. It's like soup and sandwich, you know? And cops turned up a loaded High-Point model CF 380 firearm, a semi-automatic weapon with 3 rounds of ammo inside his bedroom dresser. He was also charged with criminal obstruction of breathing for allegedly choking his girlfriend, the mother of his children. This is so pathetic. And then when these people, God forbid these people get reelected in November, you know? It is so pathetic. But, you know, New York City, this is the city that elected AOC. I mean, so pathetic. But this bail reform thing is outrageous. And don't forget, Cuomo, you know, Cuomo, who named a bridge after his father, he signed off on this bail reform. Andrew Cuomo, yes, the 11-time sex abuse accused, right? It's just so pathetic. And then when they do a tap dance and try to lie about the iron pipeline, when no, you don't have a criminal justice pipeline that puts these gun possessors and these gun shooters in prison. It's nuts. Gerard, how are you? Good to see you. Sorry I'm on my rant, my rare rants. Maybe they're getting more and more often these days. But I just, you know, I don't even read the post anymore. I try to understand what the other side is doing. So I like read the New York Times. You think this article would appear in the New York Times? Nah, no way. Doesn't fit their agenda. They'd have to sugarcoat it. This article will, you know, that's one of the ways also that the media lies, that they don't tell the truth, through omission. They simply do not report on stories that they disagree with, you know. Aunt BB, good morning, everyone. Good to see everyone. Folks, make sure you hit that thumbs up so my rant can go viral. I don't think it'll go viral, but In my world, maybe, in my world. It's just crazy. We were talking about the guy who was also choking his girlfriend besides being caught with a gun. Uh, Assistant District Attorney Ari Rottenberg said during Malvar's arraignment on both cases that the offenses were bail eligible. How is it domestic violence case? Shouldn't the person go to jail? How do you send him right home to the person he was just strangling? Does that make any sense? This is lunacy. These are the politicians. Remember that word, politician. Politician should be next to, in the dictionary, next to a garbage pail. That's where it should be next to, all right? Politician, remember that word. The guy Malvar, who we're talking about, possession of a gun and strangling his wife, the DA ended up releasing Malvar on his own recognizance. RRR, released on your own, because you're a good citizen, you pay taxes, you do all of those nice things. We don't have a jail cell for you. Oh my God, it's so inhumane to put a savage like you in a jail cell. So, Fuzzy Doxy, it is a dumpster fire. I almost can't believe that I'm talking about this right now. And these politicians will smile and then tell you it's the iron pipeline. This has to do with the iron pipeline of guns coming up from the South, not the refusal to these prosecutors and these politicians to put these people in jail. And guess who it endangers? Yeah, the everyday citizens of New York, and mostly in these inner city neighborhoods that have the highest crime rates. That's who it's endangering. And guess who else it's endangering that, of course, the politicians do not care about at all. The Truth, Bill Mooney Dashcam did a great, I can't, if you want to post that again, I don't know who Mooney is, and I don't know what you were talking about. So yeah, it's just insane. So these politicians that are running, no, it doesn't have to do with the guns. That's the person that has the gun and pulls the trigger. That's what it does. But they will not face up to that. They will not admit that. It's absolutely pathetic. The Brooklyn DA's office said that despite Rottenberg's statements in the court that the charges were bail eligible, hello, Jimmy Calandra, great to see you, buddy. It's great to see. Bill Mooney did a video retracing the path killer dragged the suitcase. It was quite a distance. The case of Osayla Gal, I mean, tragic case. I think there is so much evidence, a ton of evidence against David Basola that he's done. Believe me, he's going to get convicted. Of course, he's going to take it to trial to get his day in court and whatever. And of course, us taxpayers, because he's an illegal alien, will pay for his attorneys. So, but he's done. He's going to get slammed. He's going to get 25 to life. And hopefully, if the system worked the way it's supposed to work, after he served 25 years, he'd get deported back to Mexico. Sana Elise Hoth Johnson, happy new week, Bill. Thank you for all those flowers from Norway. Thank you so much. You're very much appreciated. I love having you watching the show in the chat. When we see, we saw Eric Adams and we saw Valkyrie's Corner. Hey, y'all. We saw Eric Adams and we saw Governor Hochul pretending to make changes to the bail reform law. I know Adams went to Albany, and these politicians don't want to hear about it. Sally Bo Brazil, Brooklyn DA Mark Feldman on your show. Well, let them reach out to me. I don't reach out to anyone. Have them reach out to me. Police off the cuff 1@gmail.com. That's the number 1, not ONE. Police off the cuff 1@gmail.com. Anyone that wishes to be a guest. Many people contact me. I don't know if an active DA would be willing to come on our show because we take positions that are opposite of what they're taught to take. Recent changes, this is according to the New York Post, guys. Recent changes to the controversial bail guidelines that were passed in the state budget still wouldn't have allowed prosecutors to ask a judge to hold Malvar, the DA's. Oh, I think that they're referring to what Hochul just was. Brighton Dunkley, same thing is happening here in London. People's kids are getting stabbed and murdered daily, yet politicians do nothing. Marie Green, good to see you. You guys in the chat, anyone that's logged on, please give us a thumbs up so that me rant goes viral in me golden. For all you Brits, I do the worst British accent possible, but I'm in me golden, as you guys call it. I would call it me old. But anyway, so this stuff is really, when Adams got elected, he they can't use the term anti-crime because all Araful Islam, good to see you. Barbara Riley, good morning from Idaho, a little bit late. That's okay. We're only 15 minutes in. I don't know how much longer I can keep ranting, The governor who's facing an election this November, let's hope she gets, someone just does a total Republican sweep of these bail reformers and criminal justice reformers who really don't care about Detective Billy Jack Tomasulo, Sally Boy Brazil, have them contact me. I don't contact other people. They contact me. I'm the one with the show. John Wolfe, and they are doing that, hoping it fails. Well, something, there's a whole, I've explained it a million times, these decarceral, it's called. Yeah, I think there's some Lee Zeldin from Nassau County. He's the Republican front runner at this point. He hopefully he'll get some traction. It's tough to beat a Democrat in New York State, and even tougher in New York City. That accent sounds more South African. Look, I never went to a dialect coach. Gerard Jordan, our New York governor, is a goofus. Giuliani's son, I don't think Giuliani's son has any chance right now. He's a new jack on the political scene. I don't think he's got a shot right now. Maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now, but I don't think he has a shot. Every week we hear about these horrendous Cherry Blossom, we need to, I had that problem with Dan Bibb because he didn't have a microphone. I've since just sent him a microphone, and there was a lot of extraneous noise in his room, and hopefully we have that corrected the next time he comes on the show. Apologize for that, but when it was occurring, I didn't have the technical know-how to stop what was happening. City Hall and the NYPD have so far given varying arrest data from the program's first 3 weeks. Most recently on April 6th, Chief of Department Kenny Corey said that the neighborhood safety teams made 135 busts and that 67% of the suspects had prior arrest records. That's not really unusual. Of the 25 gun arrests the NYPD said the teams have made, 4 of the suspects were juveniles, 5 had open felony cases, and 7 had been previously convicted of a crime. How shocking. I'm shocked. I'm so shocked that they had previous convictions, The disturbing thing is that when they look at all the gun arrests they made, I think only 11% out of, I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, are still incarcerated. The rest of them are back out, free to shoot another person, free to pull that trigger again, because, something, their freedom's important to us, Gun possessors, wife beaters. Oh my God, we don't have a jail cell for them. Put them back out there. Lieutenant Pete, I'm hoping for Lee Zeldin too. Someone's got to knock these Democrats out of there that are pushing this bail reform agenda, this decarceral agenda, this Bragg in Manhattan with his 12-page manifesto to his employees that had tons of them quitting. Just pathetic. And something? That's why people are fleeing New York State and New York City in droves. And you know where they're going? They're going to the law and order states like Florida. Florida can't, there's no housing available because so many people are moving there, And then, every time, I think Mayor Adams just announced $1 billion program, another spending program to change the whole traffic pattern and more bike lanes and more bus lanes and less car. You won't be able to drive your car into the city anymore. And if you do, they're going to slam you with that congestion pricing. Let's go after the taxpayers. Let's go after the people that don't commit crimes. Let's make it hard for them to go into New York City. I don't even want to go into New York City anymore. They've made it so uncomfortable and so ridiculous. Yeah, let's let criminals jump the turnstiles. Oh my God, but we'll lose millions. It's all right. We'll charge the taxpayers with congestion pricing. They'll pay for the turnstile jumpers. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Excellent, excellent idea. So we just let the day-to-day people jump the turnstiles, and those evil carbon-burning cars will hit them with congestion pricing. Sure, charge them $15. You just paid, 5, 6 fares. So they can afford it. We're also charging them $175 every 2 years to register their car, and God knows how much on that evil gasoline tax. I don't know if you guys think I'm being a little too sarcastic, but same in Portland, Oregon. Brad, 60 Minutes had the New York mayor on last year. He talked a lot, but really didn't say. Nah, he's not saying anything because he doesn't have anything to say. The truth, Bill, those new frames are stupendous. John Wolf, people who commit real crimes with actual victims should be in jail and being prosecuted. Absolutely. Lorna McKenzie, I love your sarcasm, Bill. Hi, Mike MC Audio. Is MC Audio on the air? I didn't see him. Yeah, there was just a bunch of fires in New York City. Barbara Riley, the pendulum swings so far the other way, and the criminals are using it to their advantage 100%. MC's Audio, yes, you are on the air. You are funny, Bill. Gene, hello. I was just talking about those e-bikes. The ones they charge them and they start fires. There's been lots of fires in the city from those e-batteries. I mean, I don't know. Things that are unproven. Tommy Dades worked with Bill Jack. I'll give Tommy Dades a call and ask him about him. There's a lot of people that want to come on this show, well, one of the things we try to do is try to marry up a great guest with a national story. And that's what brings the audience. That's what brings you guys. That is what makes for an interesting show. This happens to be show business. Brighton Dunkley, it's damaging the economy too. I work in finance. So many people are looking to relocate from New York to the City of London due to rising crime and an anti-business attitude. What's going to happen to New York when all the people that got used to working remotely out of their home refuse to go back into their office? And instead, I'll get a new job that lets me work remotely. Think of all the money that you save. Some of these companies, I don't know if you've noticed, some of these companies are saying, well, if you're not going to come into the office, we're going to cut your salary 20 or 30%. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That could happen too, and we're hearing a lot about things like that. Look, there's no doubt that the coronavirus affected a lot of people. Look at the economy, still is reeling. I don't think it has anything to do with Putin. They always want to blame it on something else, Give the criminals a one-way ticket to Seattle. Three-time mayor Michael Bloomberg, who actually ran as a Republican but was really a Democrat, he would take homeless people and give them a one-way ticket to any city in the United States. Did you know that? That's so liberal of him, And he would fly them to any city with the addendum that you cannot return. So, you want to go to Hawaii? Okay, we'll pay for your ticket, but guess what? You're not coming back, Buick Invicta, it's a disaster. John Wolf, some cities purchase tickets for home. Yeah, I was just saying that, John Wolf. Bloomberg used to do that. He would buy you a ticket to any city in the country. D.D. Robert, Bill, I was in New York City in the summer of '82. I was very afraid it's getting that bad again. It's not there yet, but unchecked, it will get there, and it will get there quickly. One of the things that they refuse to return to is anti-crime. Neighborhood safety teams are not anti-crime. Anti-crime is one of the most effective police units in the entire police department, probably nationally. In New York City, it was tremendously effective. John Wolf, California will give you a one-time payout of $3,000 if you don't ask them for benefits ever again. Well, you know, California is the architect of homelessness. They just let people set up tents and live wherever the hell they want to live. So that's news to me that they do that. But some of the statistics that the NYPD has put out, and you know what's amazing is that when the NYPD puts out statistics, many newspapers, for example, the New York Times, they choose not to print them. They couldn't possibly be true. They're being printed and they're being collated by experts, by police experts. So we're going to get our own statistics that we'll have made up for us. And, you know, like I couldn't believe a couple of weeks ago, I saw Tiffany Pagan, who ran for Queens District Attorney. She came up with a statistic that she just pulled out of thin air. She was talking about violence interrupters. And to tell you the truth, I want to know who these violence interrupters are. I want their names listed. I want their educational background listed. I want their criminal histories listed. Why are they getting taxpayer money? Who hires these people? How can we account for them? How much are they getting paid? I want that listed also. Look, the salary of every single cop, the cop's disciplinary history, everything about the cop you can get on the internet now. His CCRB history. I want the same done with these violence interrupters, who half of them are criminals. And what is their talent? Oh, by the way, getting back to Tiffany Pagan, she claimed that they've dropped gun violence 80%. That is absolute a lie. She lied right on the spot, and she wasn't challenged by the broadcasters, except they did challenge her about the fact that her own neighborhood crime is out of control, up over 60%. Caban, yes, Tiffany Caban. That's what I said. It's just so pathetic, so pathetic that they can get away with lying, and just amazing, you know. And when she was confronted with the fact that her own neighborhood crime was up 60%, she just did like a tap dance and somehow got away with it. But of the 135 total busts, which were for a range of offenses, 91 had prior arrest records. Oh my God. Does that mean there's a revolving door? 57 had a prior arrest for a major felony, and 21 were on parole and probation. Patty L., how are you? Good to see you too. Of the dozen cases reviewed by the New York Post, and I'm referring to their article from their newspaper today, Dwayne Davis, 44, was the only defendant to be held without bail after he allegedly shot someone multiple times on March 18th in the Bronx. He's charged with attempted murder and felony firearm possession. Is that what it takes to get remanded in New York City? You have to shoot somebody and be caught with the gun? Is that what it takes? Is that what society has come to? Is that what these politicians are going to tell us is good for us? Is that what Bragg is going to say will make us safer? The Brooklyn DA said the same thing. Decarceral policies will make us safe. Yeah, it's working. It's working so far. You're doing a hell of a job. It's really working well, you know? So far this year, shootings are up 10% across the city compared to the same period in 2021. The St. Paul City Council, according to Brad R., won't put out ShotSpotter. We're at 190. That, you know something, Brad? That is baffling. That is beyond belief. ShotSpotter is one of the most. I had Tom Joyce on, a retired lieutenant from the 7-9, who works for a lot of these artificial intelligence, criminal justice tools that are simply amazing. And you just said that your city won't put out ShotSpotter. Why? Why? Is it catching the criminals? It's too efficient in catching the criminals? This is the crap that we have to push back on. Outrageous. They say the same thing about facial recognition. Facial recognition, no, you can't use that. It's too good. Works too well, you know? I can just imagine the upper echelon of the NYPD. They have to sing the party line because Obviously, the mayor wants them to say certain things, but they obviously think the opposite. When they put out the crime statistics, why do they even have CompStat anymore? What for? They're just locking them up in the criminal justice system. The courts are cutting them loose, you know? John Wolf, a career criminal, will use a $1,200 monthly payout to start a new racket. Unbelievable. Yeah, and let's pay these violence interrupters, you know? I would love an investigation into who's running that. I would love an investigation to how much they're getting paid. I would love an investigation to show how ineffective it is. There is no place on this earth that they can show statistics that worked, all right? And I'm not just saying, I'm not totally against criminal justice reform. I think you have to spend some money on education and spend it at the beginning. Spend it when kids are young, before they get in trouble, all right? Keep them off the streets, you know? Put them in, you know, boxing programs, like, you know, that'll help them off the street. The 3-4 precinct has the greatest police baseball league, you know? Pat Russo, of course, kids in boxing, you know, the guy's a hero, you know? And those are the kind of programs we need. I'll use the Democrat word, invest. We need to invest, which just means let's tax more, you know? Investment always means let's just spend more money. Let's throw money at it, you know? Let's just throw some money at it without thinking about it. Let's throw some money at it, okay? All right, so anyway, so far this year, shootings were up 10% across the city compared to the same period in 2021, with 354 reports of gunfire, a rate of more than 3 shootings per day, okay? The scourges killed and maimed a host of innocent bystanders, including several children, you know? Back in the 90s and the 80s and the 90s, parents were putting their kids in tubs to protect them from gunfire from out on the street. So the tub would block an errant round that might come into their apartment and kill their little daughter or son lying in bed. We're getting there. We're getting to that point in the 90s, and these politicians are doing tap dances and talking about the iron pipeline, you know, which is just a pathetic. When they say that, they should turn their mic off. You don't want to hear anything after that. The iron pipeline and ghost guns, you know, it's just ridiculous. I had Peter Ficelli on, a former ranking officer with the ATF, and he basically shook his head too. It's like, that's not a huge problem. First of all, if you know anything about guns, there's 320 million guns already in the hands of American citizens. And then you get real nutcases like Buttigieg from Texas, who talks about gun confiscation from legally owned and legally possessed and by tax-paying citizens. Second Amendment, all right? Let's take the guns away from people that aren't committing crimes with them, but let's let the ones that are committing crimes keep shooting and put them back out on the street. Oh, that's brilliant, Pete Buttigieg. Excellent, excellent. What a brilliant idea. That is so brilliant. The iron pipeline. We got to stop that iron pipeline. But when we have people shooting people, let's just let them go. That's not their fault that a gun wound up in their hands. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable, the thinking. On April 8th, 16-year-old Angela Yambo was shot to death by a fellow teen just a block from her Bronx high school. A young 16-year-old girl walking home from school, doing what she's supposed to be doing, and a bunch of gangbangers getting in a gunfight on the street, shoot and kill her, right? A 17-year-old, Jeremiah Ryan, opened fire with a ghost gun. Oh, a ghost gun. How did he get that ghost gun, you know? On March 31st, 12-year-old Cade Lewin was killed when a stray bullet struck him in the head while he was sitting in a parked car with 2 relatives in Brooklyn. And on March 25th, a 3-year-old girl was hit while leaving her daycare, but miraculously survived. A ghost gun is a gun that's made, actually you can make it yourself, and it has no serial number on it, so it can't be traced. That's a ghost gun. Just days earlier, a 7-year-old girl was grazed by a stray bullet while standing with her mother at a Coney Island intersection. And in January, a Bronx baby, just days away from her first birthday, was shot in the face while strapped to a car seat in her mother's vehicle. So this is New York City. This is the New York that, let's not blame it on the criminals. Let's blame it on the steel highway and the ghost guns. Not Let's not blame the trigger puller. Let's blame the gun. You know. So I just want you guys all to Dinah Jackson, Satan's domain. I will keep getting worse. Stay tuned. I think that we have to vote these people out. And a lot of them you got to vote. The people in the New York City Council, horrendous, cop hating. They just had another article about one of them who posted ACAB. All cops are bastards. Excellent. Let's vote that guy in. Let's vote that guy the hell out. Let's get him out of New York City. It's just amazing. John Wolf, something, maybe you should go to another channel because that was the worst, most pathetic post I've ever seen. Go to another channel. Go to, a channel that will listen to that nonsense. Seattle Seahawks. Crime in New York is out of control. Well, it's getting there. I don't know if it's there yet. John Wolf, posting what you just posted. Forget it. Something. If there's a moderator, remove him, please. I don't want to listen to him. It's crazy, and then, people come on police sites and they want to, they're good. Thank you, Richella. Get rid of that guy. Dinah Jackson won't get better, my opinion. Let's hope. Lieutenant Pete's been around for a lot of years. He's seen this before. Thank you, Richella. Thank you for doing that. Lieutenant Pete's been around a long time. Yeah, of course he's a troll. That's why he was dealt with expeditiously. Yeah, well, Seattle Seahawks, I feel like they're waiting for a mass attack again before they get Richella Pranzo. Thank you. Guys, it's just so crazy. And then when these people can look you in the eye, jagaloons. That's not my word. I know that's Duty Ron's word. That's not my style. I wouldn't say jagaloon. I might say something else. But you guys are so right. And thank you, all you people. And folks, I didn't give my little pitch. If you're watching this, Leanne Ferguson, it's so hard to wade through all the manipulations and misinformation to find the truth. That's 100% correct. And you guys in the chat, if you're not subscribed to Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Stories, go on our YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us the thumbs up, ring that bell. And if you want to support us, we have a Joshua. Joshua woke up from California. Good to see you, Josh. You're subscribed. Thank you, Josh, for subscribing. Yeah, subscribe on YouTube. Also, you want to be part of our Patreon to support us. We have 3 different levels. And if you want to really be part of the Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Story family, go on our YouTube family, our Police Off the Cuff site, and you could sign up. You could subscribe. It's your birthday, Josh. How old are you, Josh? Josh is our engineer. He was an amazing engineer. He helps me out. He's Duty Ron's engineer. What a brilliant guy. How old are you, Josh? You afraid to put up your age? Everyone wish Josh a happy birthday. Josh from California. Josh, he's not, he's old. All he's saying is he's old, Talks to Angels, great tune. Said she talks to angels. That's, what band is that again? I love that tune, though. Be kind. Happy birthday, Josh. Moonlight View, happy birthday. The Pranzo's wishing you a happy birthday. Said she talks to angels. Great tune, right? So I've ranted a while now. I've ranted for almost. Lorna McKenzie, thank you. I just played. I felt like playing a tune the other day. I don't do it often. At first, I put it out just for members, but it seemed like it wasn't getting any attention when I put it out just for members. The only ones that watched it, Black Crows, Jeff Tate, thank you, was Lieutenant Pete and Richella were the only 2 that listened to it on Patreon. And then it wasn't getting, thanks, Josh. Says she talks to angels. Yeah, great video, great song. I like that tune a lot. Black Crows. They used to say the Black Crows sounded just like the Rolling Stones, but I didn't really see that. They're good in their own right, right? Kim Alston, ranting can be praying in God's eyes. He will listen. Uh, Tammy Donaldson, I'm late, but I'm here. Gerard, happy birthday, Josh. Uh, Well, I thought I was going to go over 100. We were in around 95. I'm at 85 with 99 thumbs up. You guys, come on! I gotta hit 100 today. Do I have to stay on for 5 more minutes to hit 100? I'm receding. I'm going backwards. I was at 85, just went to 82. Maybe I should shut up. But yeah, so this is some serious stuff we talk about in regards to the whole gun crime in New York City and the way they don't intend to deal with it. Talks to Angels, 100, 103 thumbs up we got, but not. Leanne Ferguson, I appreciate your input. I rarely get to hear the opinions so well developed. Thank you, Leanne Ferguson. Yeah, crazy, I don't know. It's not the New York City that I want to see. And what do good citizens that are from outside the city start to do? They stop going into the city. Feel like every time I turn around, something bad is happening. Congestion pricing. There's now a 25 mile per hour. Gerard, no, but you can give money through. You can go on our website. You can put it through Patreon. You can go through PayPal, or you can put it through Venmo, and you can also become a member of Patreon or our YouTube channel. Yeah, now there's a 25 mile per hour speed limit in the city, and if you go over that, I think someone told me that you have to go 10 miles over the speed limit. They send you a $50 summons in the mail. Again, let's attack the taxpayers under the guise of traffic safety. It'll generate millions for the city, Talks to Angels, you get dipped in butter coffee mug, that's for sure. Buick, I feel you, and it's a damn shame, I talked to so many people about that 25 mile per hour speed limit, and everyone's, oh yeah, I got hit last week. Oh yeah, I got one a month ago. It's like, is that the purpose? Let's slam the taxpayers. Let's slam people that own cars. After all, cars are evil machines. They burn carbon. But if we could separate the fully electric, let's not give summonses to those woke electric $60,000 car owners. What do you think of that? Connie G, it's impossible to drive $25 an hour, right? So if we can some way have the cameras identify which cars are electric, let's give them an extra 10 miles an hour over the 35 to 45. That'll teach them. That'll teach these fossil fuel burning cars. Oh my God. Just incredible. Some of my stand-up comedy's coming out all of a sudden. I haven't been on the stage in since last summer. And I don't know if I'm gonna do it anytime soon. Yeah, crime's getting weirder day by day. Leanne Fergus, you guys might have a race with the Amish buggies. That's true. The next thing you'll have is the Amish buggies in the city, They'll say, oh no, but you're gonna have to pay for congestion pricing for those horses. Has your horse had his COVID shots? Has your horse been checked for COVID? Buick Invicta, I would love to know where the dollars goes. Pelosi bought a bunch of Tesla shares, now pushing electric cars. Yeah, she's done a lot of insider trading, Pelosi. So guys, I'm coming. I'm at 44. I'm at 44 minutes. I can't believe I ranted for so long. Anyway, guys, I'm going to Tesla's garbage, Seattle Seahawks. Except the owner of Tesla, Elon Musk, is going to buy Twitter and supposedly not censor it the way it's censored right now, Sins of omission, yes. Buick Invicta, coffee with Cannon sessions are the best, Joshua. Well, guys, I'm at 44:30. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I got my daily therapy by ranting and getting out all the things I'm mad about, and got to vent. That's the word I was looking for. Got to vent. And Thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a safe day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.